Hi, I'm Larry Magid, CEO of Connect Safely, and I'm speaking with Nicole Lopez, who is the Director of Youth Policy at Meta, which is the parent company for Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, Quest headsets, and all sorts of cool products and services. And Nicole has really been involved in the internet safety world for quite a while. I met her when she was at OutSchool, and now she's at Meta. And Nicole, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Larry.
So, we're talking mostly to parents, although there could be some teens in the room. So, let's begin with what can parents do to help their teens stay safe on Instagram and other meta services?
Parents should talk to their teens about their experiences online, just like they'd talk to them about stuff happening in real life. So, to that end, for parents, I would encourage them to do three things. First, be curious. Just like you might get up to speed on all things World Cup related if your teen is really into soccer, learn how Instagram works. Learn how to wear a VR headset and get into the metaverse if that's what your teen is into. Second, teach your teens to evaluate and respond to risks same way online that you would in the real world. For example, you might tell your teen that if they see something that makes them feel uncomfortable or they see somebody acting in a suspicious way, to talk to you about it or to talk about it with a trusted adult. The same applies online. Tell your teen to talk about it with you, or even better yet, to report it using our tools. And the third pro tip I would give is to model. Your teens, your kids are watching you. Model how you're mindful when it comes to spending your time online. Model how to have healthy interactions when you're engaging with people online, and model through using our tools with your teens. For example, we have parental supervision settings. Use those settings with your teens and use that opportunity to discuss with them why you're setting time limits or why you want to have conversations with them about their experiences.
Nicole, what about the settings and controls that are available that give teens more agency or control over how they're using various meta platforms?
So there are a lot of tools that we have. I'm just going to highlight a couple. First is defaulting to private accounts. So we automatically default teens to private accounts when they join our platform. And what that means is that only their friends will see the content that they post and they can engage with them. So my advice there is stay in the private default setting. A second point I would make is, and this might sound obvious, but not just for teens, but just in general across the board, never share your login information or password with anybody. Third, in terms of controlling your interactions, there there's a range of things that you can do, from unfollowing, unfriending people, restricting or blocking accounts of people you don't wish to engage with or to see content from them. And a lot of those tools allow you to do it in an anonymous fashion. And fourth, I talked about this earlier, but you can report accounts or content that makes you feel uncomfortable.
Unfortunately, in social media, it's not all roses. We get some negative comments now and then, sometimes maliciously, sometimes just constructive criticism. What would be your advice to teens who are dealing with negative comments online, how they should respond or not respond to what others are saying?
I think that there are a couple of ways that teens can react to negative comments. I think first, report it. Not only can you report it online, but you should be talking about it with a trusted adult or a family member. You can also remove comments or limit who comments on your page. And third, you can be more proactive than just reacting to situations as they pop up. If you know that there are certain words, phrases, or emojis that you find insulting or based on your personal experiences might hurt you, you can actually filter them out with our tool called hidden words, which means that you will never see those comments on your page or even in direct messages.
Nicole, we hear a lot about wellness. What are some ways that you can use social media in ways that make you feel good?
We have a number of tools that teens can use. The first is on Instagram. You can turn on what we call take a break reminders, and those pop up to remind you that it's time to take a break. And teens can set it at 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And at that time, There's a pop up that will surface and will give teens expert backed tips on how to reset and take a moment away from social media. Another feature that I would highlight is our new quiet mode feature, and it allows you to mute all notifications. It also allows you to signal to your friends and followers that you're offline and you're in quiet mode. And then if somebody messages you during that period of time, they'll automatically get an auto reply that tells them that you're in quiet mode. The second category has to do with controlling the type of content and accounts that teens see. And there are a couple of features that I would direct teens to. First is the alternative topic nudge. And that's actually not anything that teens necessarily control in the first instance, but they control once they see it. And what I mean by that is it reminds teens to switch to a different topic if they've been scrolling on the same content for a certain period of time. And at that point, there's a pop up that lets them know and encourages them to switch topics, and they can do that if they please. So they have control over that. And then we also have news feed and ad preferences, and that helps teens see more or less of certain friends or family and also see relevant ads.
So, Nicole, in addition to being a professional at Meta, you're also a parent. And if you put on your parent hat and now, imagine you're speaking to a teenager directly. What would be your primary advice to that teen as to how they can thrive on social media?
My advice would be to take the lessons you've learned in real life and apply them to how you engage online. So, just like in real life, you should think twice about saying something that would unnecessarily hurt somebody's feelings, like something malicious. The same approach applies online. Similarly, just like in real life, you should be honest. When you're online, if you're creating an Instagram account, be honest about how old you are. Don't create a fake account and use it to bully anybody. Another piece of advice I would give is just as if you'd support your friends in real life, if they're going through a tough time, support them online if that's the forum that you're engaging with them in. And then again, if you see something that makes you feel uncomfortable in real life, you would talk about that with a trusted adult or somebody in your family. Do that, but use our tools to report that behavior. It not only helps you with your experience, but it can help prevent that type of experience from harming other teens who are also online.
I really like some of the things you said, especially the be honest. And I would, if you don't mind, add to be honest, be authentic, be you, because that's usually your best self. And people can tell if you're faking it. And while it's kind of fun to put on makeup and filters and cool clothing, at the end of the day, you are you. And there's a reason people love you.
Larry, I want you to know I'm not wearing any makeup for this interview.
Well, here we have the authentic Nicole Lopez, the director of youth policy at Meta, a parent herself, a former prosecutor, somebody who's been in this field for quite a while. Nicole, it's always good to see you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Larry.